between Singapore and Hong Kong. It seems that Singapore is in the leading position now.
I don't worry very much about competition with Hong Kong because I think we are in different positions. Hong Kong is very successful economically on the doorstep of China, servicing the Chinese market and taking full advantage of that. Singapore is in a different position in Southeast Asia. The Chinese market is important to us, but at the same time, we also focus on Southeast Asia, on South Asia, India, and on the rest of the world. So there's some rivalry, we watch them, they watch us to some extent, but I don't worry about that.
Financial center,
Financial center, I think we are in different positions. The big Chinese companies, many of them are listed H shares in Hong Kong. Smaller companies, some of them are in Singapore, but I think just a small proportion of all the business there is in China. I think the world is big enough for both of us.
在东南亚这个中美竞争影响力的战场，新加坡具有战略重要性。新加坡是东南亚各国中与中国外交关系最成熟的，华人社会的联系为两国交往提供了便利。与中国无领土之争的新加坡，能够在中国与其他东盟国家中起到斡旋作用。同时，新加坡也是美国在东南亚的重要盟友之一。
Singapore is a very mature state, while China is developing rapidly. So in your opinion, what is the most formidable challenge that China should pay special attention domestically and internationally? Two questions.
Domestically, to continue to restructure your economy so that you will not build up social tensions and you can continue to fulfill your full potential. Because your full potential, I think you can grow 7-8% for another 15-20 years quite easily. The energy is there, the determination is there, the people are talented and they're hungry. But to be able to get the systems working, the reforms through, the vested interests overcome, the administration to be efficient and transparent and honest, and the social stresses to be relieved so that people don't see Fu Tai and Guan Tai and all these other problems which are unavoidable in a rapidly changing society. I think that is something which will keep your leaders very busy for a long time. Internationally, China is becoming much stronger. I think it's becoming much more active in engaging its partners in pursuing its interests and defending its interests. And one of the major challenges for China is how to do this in a way where you are defending your interests, but at the same time you can integrate smoothly and peacefully into an international order. Because China will not be the most powerful country in the world. You probably will be the biggest economy in the world within a decade or two, depending on how you measure. But there are other very major, powerful and advanced economies, and China has to work with them, and there will have to be give and take on both sides. And even with small countries, there has to be give and take, and a sense that in international relations, as the principles of coexistence say, 平等互惠互利, equal, mutual benefit, mutual cooperation. So that is a very difficult balance to strike, because you will have a natural sense of pride. You've had the Fuxing Zhilu, 168 years China is on the verge of arriving. You want to take your place in the sun, but at the same time you want to fit in peacefully and be looked at by other countries with admiration and respect, and not just by other people saying, he's powerful, I have to pay attention to him.
Yeah, it's really hard for China to adjust to this kind of rapid growth, to its status and its power.
Yes.
How do you think about rebalanced policy of the United States? Is that a show of U.S. strength, or is an adjustment the U.S. has to do because of the relative decline of its power in this region?
I'm not sure why you would say relative decline. I mean,
relative decline is weaker.
I think America has been in Asia since the Second World War, and even before that they were in the Philippines because they were the colonial master of the Philippines. And their presence has been welcomed by countries around the region all these decades. And I think that the Americans understand they have important stakes in the region. They have friends, they have interests, they have security interests, and it is important for them to be present in this region and to exert a benign and constructive influence. And at the same time, to develop a stable relationship with China, which is based on more trust and more mutual cooperation. So I would look at it like that. It used to be that every aircraft carrier in the region was American. Now, not quite so. But I think the Americans are formidable, not just because of their military forces or security presence, but also because of their economic ties, also because of their soft power. Because people enjoy watching Hollywood movies, enjoy listening to American pop stars singing songs, even in China. So many of your top people, whether business or whether in government, send their children to study in US universities. So that's something which I think is
So you don't think there's some
acceptable.
power behind?
Well, relatively speaking, their proportion of world GDP will diminish as China grows, as India grows. But do they become less relevant to us? I hope not, because they've played a constructive role, and I think they can still do that.
So what is